Sis, do you care if I say your name in this story time? Or do you want a fake name?
Hold on, what's it about? What story?
The story with
Give me a fake name. I'm dead.
I'm gonna change their names, but I was just like, do you want me to change your name?
That's fine. You can leave it. It's a girl. You can change my name. I want to be my name. What's my name? My name's Sophie, girl.
Okay, Sophie. Okay. I'm gonna call you Sophie, but I'm finna film this. Sophie. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shay. Welcome back to my channel. As usual, if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Comment below, let me know that you're watching and all that. Now, as you can see from the title of this video, I'm gonna be giving y'all another story time. Yes, another one. I swear, every time I do one of these, one of y'all, at least one of y'all comment and be like, oh girl, you always in some shit. What?
I'm interrupting?
Yeah, which one?
I'm saying love you.
Love you too. Anyways, like I was saying, I am gonna be doing another story time for y'all, another roommate story time. Ugh. Y'all don't even know the half of it, honestly. Y'all don't even know the half of it. Like, my college days with these roommates were terrible, and living with females is just not for me, and that's just what I had to learn. That was my biggest lesson during school. Don't live with a female. Before I even get into all that, I want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, and that is eullair hair. I hope I'm saying that right. Eullair, that's what it looked like. But yeah, they sent me over this 22-inch orange T-part wig. That's what they look like right here. You know, we got something different. So far, I absolutely love this hair. I haven't had any problems with it. No shedding. It's very thick and full. This is the 180 density. And also, it's very affordable. So if you want to check them out, they also have different other wigs that start at like $70. And I will have a discount code for whoever wants to purchase. And that will be in the description box. So, yeah, thank you to eullair hair for sponsoring this video. Alright. I had to get my wine for this one because, child, this story starts, I think I was either at the end of my sophomore year or going into junior year of college. But I was living off campus in an apartment, but it was like the campus apartment, so it was literally right down the street from my college that I attended. So it wasn't that far. It was just an apartment complex, and basically you got to choose. You either got to choose your roommates or you had your roommates chosen for you. So they would have 3 bedrooms, sometimes 4 bedrooms on the floor plan. But initially, I was with 2 other girls. Like, we weren't cool or anything. They were both older than me. Like, at the time, I was probably like, what? Probably 19. I think I was 19 at that time. Damn, so I wasn't a junior. I had to be a sophomore. Yeah, I was a sophomore at that time, most likely. So I was living with seniors, and I think one of them was actually in grad school. One went to my college, and one went to my neighboring college, which was like an all-women's university. So living in that apartment, it was just kind of weird because I was younger, and we didn't really talk. I like came and I went. Didn't say shit. I didn't really speak. I'm not the type to like speak unless spoken to type thing. And I ended up leaving that situation, and I moved in with these 2 girls that I had met. So I also had a best friend that stayed in this apartment complex, but she had already had 2 roommates who she was paired with randomly also. That ended up being a whole crazy situation with her too, with her and them. But she was already set with them because she was already there before I had even thought about living off campus. So that was like a done deal. I couldn't stay with her. But me and my best friend had met these 2 girls down at the pool, because I think we went to like some type of pool party, and we ended up meeting 2 sisters. We're gonna call these girls, damn, I'm trying to think of something that's not close to their name. Fuck it. TT and Rara. We meet TT and Rara, and we all hit it off really quickly. And I feel like that's the first sign of some shit probably going left really quickly, is if you like jump into a friendship too fast and y'all click like this all of a sudden. I just feel like, I don't know, I just have bad experiences with that. Like, I always click with bitches too quick and then find out later that they're weird instead of getting to know them. I feel like with friendships, you have to like start off like getting to know the person first before you call them a friend, like you would like when you dating somebody, because that would have saved me a lot of BS. Oh my god. We meet these girls, they're cool, we ended up clicking, we exchanged numbers, and I tell them, hey, like, I'm actually trying to move out of my current situation, do y'all have an opening? And they actually did. They had this one roommate and they didn't get along with her, so she was leaving. I didn't really question why that roommate was leaving, but I was just like, look, y'all seem cool as hell, I'm ready to get the fuck about that situation because I don't even like my roommates that I'm staying with now, so I'm just gonna stay with y'all. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. But it's like when you in college, you just try to like be wherever is like comfortable, I guess. That's the only way I could put it. A couple weeks go by, their roommate moves out and I move in. And in the middle of those 2 weeks, like me, my best friend, TT and Rara, we're all hanging out, like we're going out to eat, you know, we meeting up every day, just talking. We have a whole group chat, like it's real cool. But me, TT, and my best friend, what is this bitch want me to call her? Sophie, we were closer to, how do I say this? Me and Sophie were actually closer to TT though than we were to her sister Rara, because Rara was a little bit older. Rara was also engaged too. Like I think when we were 19, she was like 23 and she had a fiance and her fiance was living there also, which I thought was weird as fuck. I didn't understand why he was like living with her in a campus apartment type style room or anything like that and y'all engaged. Like I just feel like y'all should be like separated, enjoying y'all engagement. So I thought that was weird. And he was like pushing 32, so me as a 19-year-old, I'm like, oh, like I didn't know about him, but okay, I mean, I'm already about to move in with y'all anyway, so shouldn't be that bad. We just getting to know each other, we're having a blast, doing everything together. I move in, everything's fine. Like the first 2 months, everything's perfect. You know, like I feel like I'm just out here living. Like, yes, I finally got a good roommate situation. Like I'm actually real cool with this girl, and we didn't go to the same school. They also did go to the neighboring all women's school. I went to my college so it's like I didn't run into them on during classes or anything, but I just saw them when I was like going home, and sometimes they'll come to like events on my campus, and sometimes I'll go to their school's events. It just depended. Yeah, like we would always just hang out. I would go in her room and just chill and talk to her, and then she would come in my room, just chill and talk to me. Like we started sharing everything. Like we was cool. Like that was basically like my sister type shit. Her and her sister, but like I said, Rara was engaged. Like she was like off doing her own thing most of the time, or she was at work. As I'm spending more and more time there, I'm starting to notice like these girls are nasty as hell. Like pots left out, old food left out that was cooked like days before, trash piled up. Like it got to the point where I didn't even cook anything. I don't think I've ever, out of all the months that I was up there, hell, I don't even want to say all the months, I was probably there for like 3-4 months only. But out of all the time that I spent at that apartment, I had never cooked anything once. Like it was so disgusting. I didn't even warm anything up in the microwave because it was just shit everywhere. And I was just like, damn, bitch, like you live like this? Like, no. As I'm like starting to get more disgusted, I started spending more time in my boyfriend's dorm because he was an RA at the time, so he had like his own single dorm room that was like apartment style. So I was just over there with him damn near every night at that point because I hate mess. I don't like it. And I was just like, damn, y'all females, like what the fuck, but whatever. But even though I'm staying at my boyfriend's house, like if they wanted me to come home, or especially TT, if she wanted me to come home and like spend time with her, if she wanted to go to the park, smoke, if she wanted to drink wine, like we would do that. Me, her, and Sophie. Like it was just like a clique, it was a trio, it was all of that. So I was there for this girl throughout like all of her issues she was having with her family, her men. When she had finally got a job, I was there for that. My boyfriend was literally at one point picking her up and taking her to work, like, and dropping her off, like both of us. So one day, the alphas on my campus were throwing like a skating ring party. I think it was like a 70s theme type thing. It was at a skating rink. That's all I remember. It was at a skating rink and I wanted to go. But like I told y'all, I stayed at my boyfriend's place, which I didn't even think was a big deal because bills were paid and no mess was made on my end. Like, it's like I wasn't even there on some shit. So I thought like if anything, that would be like a little bit relieved, but I guess not. So this event comes around and I'm at my boyfriend's dorm. I get ready and all that stuff because most of my clothes are at his place at this point. Mind you, campus is literally 5 minutes away and it's on the way to the skating rink. Like the skating rink was probably like 15 minutes away. Literally 15 minutes away from where we stayed. So it was on the way. Wasn't a big deal. I didn't think anything of it. So I just asked TT and her sister like, could y'all come pick me up? Like I'm on campus. And they just flat out was like, no, like you should have brought your ass home and da 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 da. Which I understood on one side. But on the other side, I'm like, bitch, out of all them times I done drove your ass to work and took you home out of my way, out of my man's way, out of our time when we really didn't have to on some shit. Like you can't come pick me up on the way. So I didn't understand that, but I just let it go. Like I was annoyed, but like I wasn't about to sit here and like have a whole argument about it. But I could tell for some reason they had a stank ass attitude that day with me and I could not figure out why. Like what's the issue? I ain't even been there for you to have an issue with me, first of all. Okay, y'all, so I'm editing this video and I literally left the whole part out because this is probably why they were mad, but at the same time I don't think I was wrong because it wasn't my thing. But anyways, okay, so let me get into this. So Rara, y'all know how I told you I wasn't that close with Rara as I was to her sister. Rara threw her fiance, who was living with all of us at the time, a birthday party. The nigga was turning like 29 or something. So, you know, me being that, first of all, I wasn't even formally invited. And second of all, it wasn't my party. I was in my bedroom most of that time. And one of my friends, Naomi, had came from out of town to visit me. So she was staying with me or whatever. So this was one of those nights I didn't stay at my nigga house because my friend was there from out of town. So they have a whole party going on. Like, all their family and his friends are there and they drinking and they smoking, like smoking. So the whole apartment like smoked the fuck out, basically. Next thing you know, 12 knocking on the door. Open up. They smell the weed. They see that it's a lot of people in one area. And that apartment complex is known for tickets. They known for tickets. They known for having bad police out there. So put my head outside the door and we realized that the police is there. And first of all, I wasn't even supposed to be around anything like that because I can get in trouble. Yeah. So me and my friend Naomi, we jump out the window and we leave. And all of a sudden, I get a text from Rara, like, where you at? You know, they want to speak to everybody in the house. And I'm like, that's not my party, not my problem. I'm sorry. Like, realistically, I wasn't even there on some shit. Like, yeah, no. And so they ended up with a $350 ticket. And they wanted me to help pay for it. And I was just telling them, like, that was not my party. I'm not gonna pay for that. I'm sorry. No, I didn't put none of this together. I wasn't even there technically. I didn't invite none of these people over. So why would I help y'all pay for a ticket that I have nothing to do with? And especially if I'm broke. Like, I wasn't working. My parents were paying my rent. I'm, like, literally just going to school. So they were mad at that. And, you know, just calling me a bad friend because I didn't want to help on that ticket. But after, I thought it was fine. Like, but it makes sense now that I'm thinking about it. Like, I see why they was upset. Or, like, I see what kind of triggered them to have an attitude. But no. After that, like, I thought everything was cool. I thought it was fine. I thought they would understand, like, that ain't have shit to do with me. But when I tell y'all, me and my friend literally jumped the fuck out that window and dipped. Like, we dipped. So my best friend sees the back and forth going on in our group chat because I'm just like, all right, well, I don't understand it, but I guess. And my best friend is like, well, why can't you go pick her up? Like, that doesn't make sense. Because we were all going to just ride together. And they're just like, well, no, she should have just came home. And my best friend was just like, nah, fuck that. I'll catch y'all later. I'm about to go get her then. So shout out to my best friend, Sophie. Real bitches do real things. But Sophie comes to pick me up and I get in the car and she's just like, girl, like, I don't even know what the fuck that was because that's weird. Why is it such a big deal for them to come get you? Why is it an issue all of a sudden? And look, the Aries in me is just like, bitch, I don't even care. Like, it is what it is. But she was more mad than I was, which I, like, now that I'm thinking back on it, like, I get it. I didn't have my car at the time. I forgot why. But my car was, like, at my mom's house. TT and her sister had just gotten their car. So I just was like, all right, when I did have my car, I was picking you up and dropping you off. And now I don't have my car and you have your car. It's like a big deal, and I don't even ask you to do shit like that for me at all. Like, that was the first time I had ever asked a girl to come pick me up from somewhere. First time. But she and her sister had an attitude, and so best friend came to pick me up, say today, and she's pissed. But at the end of the day, like, we're just like, fuck it, we're still gonna go to this place and have fun. We finna get lit. We ended up going to go get 4 Locos. Oh my god, just thinking about that makes me gag. But we went to go get some 4 Locos, called an Uber. So we just in the back of the Uber, chugging the hell out these 4 Locos, and we get dropped off and going to the skating ring. So we get out the Uber, we go on the skating ring, and we see TT, Rara, and like 2 other girls that I think went to their college. And as soon as we walk in, they are looking at us up and down, mean mugging the hell out of us. And we just like, what the fuck? Like, did we miss something? What's going on? Because it's like these bitches just woke up and decided we're not gonna fuck with them today. We ain't gonna fuck with them today. And it was just weird, because I don't remember pissing nobody off, because I wasn't even there like that. It was at my nigga house. We was just like, all right, let's take our drunk asses and go mingle. So we're talking to everybody else that we knew that was there, you know, communicating. And all of a sudden, they whole little group just decided to roll up on us on some like, so what's the problem? What's good? Like, what's up? And me and Sophie just looking at each other like, are you dead ass? Like, what? Looking at them stupid like, what? What's the problem? What is your issue? We just chilling. We literally over here talking to other people. We're not bothering y'all. We not even giving y'all 3 seconds of our day. Like, what? And they on some, well, you didn't speak to us when you got here. Like, I'm not obligated to speak to you. She's not obligated to speak to you. Y'all already had a stank attitude, so we decided we're gonna let y'all breathe. And we talk whenever we're ready to talk. But I guess they didn't like that. They felt like it was an issue and we were being bitches and some more shit, and we just confused. Like, we lit. We done chugged the damn full 4 Loco before we got in this bitch, and y'all want to argue. So me and Sophie look at each other and we are just laughing. We are laughing because we can't help it. Like, we fucked up. We are drunk. We don't even know half of what these hoes is saying or talking about. We're just confused. And y'all want to fight. Y'all want to start some shit. And we just like, do y'all see all these niggas here? No, we are not finna fight. No, we look too good to fight right now. I'm sorry. Catch us tomorrow though. Like, no, but not today. No, they do all this talking and all that shit. And me and Sophie, we just continue on with our night, and then once the event was over, we left. And of course, per usual, I go back to my man's house, apartment, dorm, whatever you want to call it. So the next morning, I get a text from my roommate, and she calls a meeting. You know, like a little family house meeting, whatever you want to call it. So at first, I'm like, girl, I'm not gonna go to this because y'all got me fucked up. And y'all being mad weird, and y'all energy is just off. Like, y'all came at us all types of crazy yesterday for no reason. We're just minding our business. Me being me, like, it's 2 of them. They're sisters. They're gonna stick together no matter what. And at that point, they acting shady as hell, and they probably got 2 other bitches over there. So I'm like, okay, team meeting. If you want me to come, I'm not coming by myself. I don't tell them that. But I tell my best friend, and she's just automatically like, oh, I'm going with you. I don't trust them. Rightfully so. So Later that day, we end up going over to the apartment, and me and Sophie pull up, and of course, they got the two random hoes in there. The crazy part is they got mad at me for bringing Sophie when they had two random females there. And then again, like I said, it's two of y'all. It's one of me. I don't trust nobody. I don't care what the situation is. I don't watch too many crime documentaries. Y'all could have easily set me up and beat my ass and jumped me. I'm bringing my best friend. I don't give a fuck. I'm just confused, and they're just like, well, why did you bring her? She's not a part of this house. And I'm like, well, why are they here? And then they just go like, oh, well, they're from out of town. They don't have a choice but to be here. Like, make it make sense. Rah starts getting all big and bad, trying to get in my face. And so I'm sitting down on the couch. Rah doing all this in my face. And then she goes over to Sophie and starts doing this in her face. And so me and Sophie both get up. And then TT gets up. And we all about to fight. On some shit, on some Bad Girls Club shit. I'm just like, alright, so hit me. Rah starts getting in my face, talking all this shit. Talking about, oh, I'll beat your ass. And, you know, like, stuff that bitches say when they really don't want to fight. They just fall in. So I'm just standing there like, alright, you want to fight? Hit me. Hit me. Me and Sophie again start laughing at these bitches because I'm like, this is a joke. You called a meeting. You get mad because I bring my best friend to this meeting. But you also have your sister and two other random hoes here that I don't even know. And you mad because I didn't come by myself. You mad because I asked you to come pick me up even though I picked you up and dropped you off all the time. You're mad that we went to the skating ring and didn't say hi to you after you had an attitude. This ain't gonna work. This is not gonna work. So I mean, I just expected everybody to fight, and then nobody want to swing. Like, you the main one huffing and puffing, but you ain't trying to blow no motherfucking house down. It don't make sense. But me and Sophie was ready for whatever. Sophie was over here putting her hair up and some more shit. I'm over here just mentally prepared myself because I'm one of those girls. Like, I don't even like to fight, but I will beat your ass. Like, I grew up in elementary school and middle school fighting. And I put those days well behind me. But it only takes one bitch to bring it right back out. That's it. But we ain't gonna do that. Like, no, they weren't worth it. All that happened, and me and Sophie just like, okay, we good? All right, we straight? Y'all good? Like, and we leave. Sophie go back to her apartment. I go back to my nigga's house. The very next day, I get a phone call from the apartment complex people. And they're like, oh, do you have a dog? Because, oh my God, I didn't even mention this, y'all. I had a cute little dog. She was there illegally because I didn't want to pay like $500 in puppy rent. So she was like with me everywhere. But like, she wasn't supposed to technically be a member of the apartment. Because she wasn't paid for. I was a broke college student. And my parents were not about to pay no $500 for no dog either. So, yeah. I was just like, no, what are you talking about? I don't have a dog. The fuck? Like, nope. These bitches got pictures, sent them to the apartment complex. And my apartment complex told me, you need to pay this fine right now or your dog has to go on some shit. So I was so mad. My dog ended up having to go to my parents' house because there were times where I would have to like keep my dog at the apartment because I wouldn't be able to sneak her on campus all the time at my boyfriend's dorm. So I would have to like be in and out and like check on her and stuff. And then Sophie would check on her or have her, but it was just a lot. So she ended up having to go to my parents' house, which was traumatizing. But I texted them. I was so mad. I was just like, really, ho? Like, you call my dog your whole niece and you gonna turn around and call the law on your niece? So my dog went to my parents' house. That was that. And I was so sad because I'm one of those people, like, I have to have my dog with me all the time. So I was so hurt because my parents stayed like over an hour away and I didn't have my dog with me no more. So I was pissed. I got back to that apartment. They had fucking took my pots, they took my plates, they took my forks that I had brought. Like, they took all of that shit. They took my Christmas lights that I had. So I was just like, okay. You bitches got it. If I catch you hoes on the street, I'm gonna whip y'all ass that ass. Oh my gosh, but before I even like moved out. I forgot to tell this part. My mom actually came down there. My mom and my aunt, because my mom had TT's number because TT wanted to be a nurse, and my mom is a nurse practitioner for those who don't know. Yeah. And so once my mom heard that we were having problems, she called TT and was like, well, what's going on? Tell me what happened. You know, trying to get both sides of the story. And eventually my mom and my aunt come up there. Mom ended up getting a good glance at how this girl acted in real life and just like how she lived, how it was shit everywhere. And so she was like, all right, maybe it is best if you move in with your boyfriend. I get it. Okay, cool. So yeah, literally the next week I was out and I was at my nigga house, and we've been living together ever since. Like, yeah, I cannot live with other women. I grew up with 2 younger sisters, and that was enough. I think that was more than enough. But the roommate shit is dead. I only had like 1 good roommate experience out of like, how many times did I move? 4. I think I moved like 4 times. Only had 1 good roommate experience. She was out of town most of the time. Like, she studied abroad in the UK for like 6 months for a year. So I was really there by myself. So I'm gonna stand on my word and say, do not be friends with your roommate. But then again, even when I wasn't friends with my roommate, I didn't get along with them either. So just don't have a roommate. If you can live alone and just have friends that stay by you, because And I taught this girl how to suck before. She was like throwing up every time, like, ugh. Wish I could just revoke them powers right back. Like, she don't deserve that ability. Ugh. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you also check out the link in my description box if you want to get more details on this hair, and I will see y'all in the next video.